Today, I'm going to be continuing from part one of how to buy a home step by step, and we're going to be going through all the steps from the day you go under contract to the day you close on your new home. If you haven't already, share this video with someone you know that's looking to buy their first home, and hit that like and subscribe button to be notified about more videos like these. With that being said, let's get right into it. Step one is getting paperwork to vendors. The first thing you're gonna do when you go under contract with an accepted offer is make sure all the proper documents get sent to your mortgage lender and the title company so they can get started on the process. This is also gonna include getting your earnest money deposit to the title company in a timely manner, whatever is specified in your contract. Now, if you're using an agent, they should take care of all of this for you. And usually the lender will also reach out and make sure they have all the information and documents they need from you to start getting your loan through the underwriting process. Also, the title company will need some personal information from you as well to get the title work started, which your agent should take care of for you as well. Step two is scheduling inspections. Most contracts in my market in Oklahoma City have a 10 to 15 day inspection period, so it's important to have your inspector scheduled the first day or so that you go under contract. Your inspection period is the time that allows you to decide if you want to continue with the purchase or back out and have your earnest money protected. So you want to make sure you get your inspector out as soon as possible to look at the property and make sure there aren't any major defects in the home that you didn't know about. Once your inspection period is over, your earnest money is locked in whether you continue with the purchase or not. Step three, ordering the appraisal. Now, depending on your lender or contract, this step can vary, but usually your lender has to order the appraisal within about 10 days of going under contract. Most of the time, the lender will hold this cost on a card and you pay it at closing. But it's important to make sure your agent and lender get the appraisal ordered in the time frame specified in the contract. Step four, inspections. Now it's time to actually do inspections. You got it scheduled and the day has come. When you have inspections done on a home, the inspector is going to go through the entire home and look at and test everything he can see and access to make sure it's working properly. Usually this process takes a couple of hours, and there will be a pest inspector at the home as well to check for termites and other wood destroying insects. Keep in mind, you might have things noted on your inspection report like patched paint, a small hole in a wall, or other small repairs, but you want to look for large things that could potentially be costly to ask the seller to fix in this next step. Step five is negotiating your TRR. TRR stands for treatments, replacements, and repairs. This is where you take anything you want to have fixed from the inspection report and ask the seller to fix it prior to closing. Now, like I noted in the last step, you're looking for potentially costly big things that need to be fixed. Everything else should be looked at like a honey-do list of things to fix up once you move into your home. Also, keep in mind that if your inspector, for example, said he notices that there are foundation issues that need to be looked at by a structural engineer, that still falls under your responsibility as a buyer to have it further inspected by a professional so you can take what they say to the seller in your TRR negotiations and ask them to repair it. All inspections and investigations are your responsibility as the buyer so that you can ask the seller to fix items. Step five, getting a clear to close. Once you've negotiated repairs with the seller, usually you're in around week 3 of the process. Now, the lender is going to be getting close to getting a clear to close. This means they'll be getting the appraisal back and confirming the home appraisal for the required amount, making sure they have all the final documents they need from you, and getting the loan through underwriting. Also, the title company will get title commitment and get a final number of how much money you need to bring to closing and let you review and make sure all the numbers look right. Step 6, final walkthrough. Final walkthrough is mostly intended for you to have one last chance to look at the house and confirm you're accepting it in the condition it's in. It's usually a good idea to do this as close to your closing date as possible so that there isn't room for something to happen to the house, like a seller damaging something while moving, before you accept it. This is also where you're going to check and make sure all the repairs you agreed to were done as requested. Once you're finished with your walkthrough, it's time for the last step. Step 7, closing day. Finally, the day has come. It's time for you to sign papers and close on your new home. Typically, the process takes about 30 minutes to an hour. You'll sign documents from the lender, title company, and they will walk you through everything you're signing. Once you finish, your mortgage lender will get a funding number, and as soon as the loan is funded, you're officially a homeowner. Now, in some states, the process varies of when exactly you get to take ownership of the home, but this is the way it works in my state, and it's overall pretty similar in most places. So anyway, guys, as always, I hope this video was helpful to you, and if you have any other questions about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, reach out to me and I would love to help.